I was here with you, you had the technology of cassettes, but now it's gone to CDs, so I'm technically challenged today, and so I'm going to have to use my a cappella skills. And I wanted to tell you just a little story that goes with this piece. I was working over at the Yosemite Bug Hostel near Yosemite for a couple of years, chefing and cooking over there. And we had people come from all over the world. I mean, you know, the languages that are spoken there, it's just a melting pot. Every single day, people from all over the world come there. It's wonderful. I mean, Yosemite is the ambassador of peace to the world, basically. It's just amazing. Well, there was a group of people, about 80 people came, and they rented out part of the hostel for a week. They were the nicest people I think I've ever met. Whenever we made food for them, they would take different rooms over, and they would have meetings with family and extended family. And we always made this food for them, and whenever there was leftovers, they always send it home with all the help. They kept us well-tipped all the time. They always tried to include everybody at the hostel in their events. At night they would set up their music and they would dance into the wee hours, and they loved red wine, and they drank red wine, and they danced and sang. The women would dance in one big circle, and the men would dance in another big circle, and at the end of the evening the circles would come together. I never saw more happy people in my whole life, and I'm from Hawaii. I'm used to a lot of singing and dancing. I was so impressed. And I remember the first time I said, well, who are these people and where do they come from? And I was told that they were Iranians. And you know, it was very interesting because I really didn't have a picture of them that way. I had sort of been indoctrinated into this idea that they were cruel, hateful people. I tell you, it blew my mind. I had never really seen a picture of those people presented in that way, that they were just wonderful people. And I have to say, they celebrated. They pulled us into their dances every night. It was just wonderful. You know, hatred isn't something you're born with. It's something that you're taught. You've got to be taught to hate and fear. You've got to be taught from year to year. It's got to be drummed in your dear little ears. You've got to be carefully taught. You've got to be taught to be afraid of people whose eyes are oddly made and people whose skin is a different shade. You've got to be carefully taught. You've got to be taught before it's too late, before you are 6 or 7 or 8, to hate all the people your relatives hate. You've got to be carefully taught. You've got to be carefully taught.
Beautiful. Beautiful.